Okay, so how's it going, everyone? This is Jessie Burgart, and I'm going to demonstrate starting a portrait. I tried to find a face that was just like dead straight, and it's really hard to find a face like that. So I'll show you what I picked out. Hopefully, in just a second. I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do, I'm sure. Good times. Okay. Okay, so we all know her from a certain HBO show, but I like her face a lot, and I was just trying to find something simple like that. It's almost a traditional kind of patterns. She has bigger eyes than most people have, and so some of the proportions are a little bit different. I started it already, so because you can't really see it in orange, I'm going to do it over in a black or a dark brown color, maybe a dark blue. So let's go. Let's pick out a color here. I'm going to go for dark blue. Hopefully you can see it on the screen. And if not, I might have to do it again. And okay, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you before I start. So I needed to pick a size. I used artist tape to tape it. So if you're working with a client, you'll figure all that stuff out beforehand, the size, the media, I think is what it is. And pick a reference photo that you guys both are inspired about. So after all of that, we'll get going. The first thing you do is mark how big you want her or the head to be, right? So I marked here at the top of the head and here at the bottom, and that's just the beginning, right? So if you wanted to do a line down the center, a very light line, I'm not gonna do it too much because I don't want a big dark blue line down her face, right? And then about halfway through, that way too. And so you can kind of measure halfway, right? So here to here, here to here. That's where the eyes are. And when you are just starting out, it feels very awkward. The eyes feel like, they're way too low when you're just starting out. Anyone who's been doing this has been practicing it, and it's just the way it is. So, all right, so we got the top of the head and the bottom, and then we've got the eyes, and you just kind of start with the eyes and work your way outward. So let's see here. And the eye sockets are kind of big with the skull. So if you really want to get into portraits, you can do a skeleton drawing, and then also do a muscular drawing, and you can really see like where the shadows of the face will be and all that good stuff. Okay, so we got some eye features here. The eye is gonna be something like this. All right, so I'm measuring from the corner to the corner of the eye. It should be the same between the eyes and the other eye. And a lot of the time, most faces have it like the exact same from the edge of the face to the eye, the middle of the face, eye, edge of the face. She happens to have really big eyes, so the edge of her face is a little bit more narrow. But if you look, you'll see, hopefully you can see this. So her eye, it's the same between the eyes as the eyes. But when you get to the edge, it's not the edge of her face, the edge of her ear is actually about that. So it does work out to be a good measurement. We know that the ear is going to be about right there. So we just measure, right? So everything is about measuring, and this is called sighting. But so oftentimes the inside of the eye will be the same as the edge of the nose. Can you see that? So the edge of the nose kind of goes up to the corner of the eye. And then also a lot of times the pupil of the eye will be the edge of the mouth. So for her, she's again got really big eyes, so it's not the pupil, but rather the iris that lines up with the edge of her mouth. So those are just different, measurements we'll look into here. So the edge of her mouth will be about here for this eye, and will be about here. Inside will be about here for her nose, and about here. Here's some more things. So the face is usually in thirds, right? So you've got the bottom of the chin to the bottom of the nose. That's one measurement. Then you've got the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the eyebrows. It should be about the same height. And then the bottom of the eyebrows to just the top of the forehead. So not like the top of the head, just the top of the forehead. So we've got chin, bottom of the nose, bottom of the nose, bottom of the eyebrow, bottom of the eyebrow to the top of the forehead. Now you just kind of mess around with it. So if I started off right here, I could see that's not quite right. So I'd make it a little bit higher. Boom, boom. Okay, yeah. Another thing that's in thirds is from the bottom of the chin to, I think, the bottom of the bottom lip, the bottom of the bottom lip to the bottom of the nose. Feel free to pause this as you're like drawing if you want to. And then the bottom of the nose to the corner of the eyes. So we've got chin to the bottom of the lip, bottom of the lip to the bottom of the nose, bottom of the nose to the corner of the eyes. So it feels like this is a little bit off, actually. Or maybe, let's see. Well, let's see what hers is like, right? So we've got the bottom of the chin. I don't know if you can see this. To the bottom of the lip, bottom of the lip to the tip of the nose to... So it is a little bit longer than... So maybe let's try the middle of the lip. Okay. So it's just going to be a little bit shorter than the average. So we've got that measurement, that measurement, and that measurement. It's a little bit lower, and that's proportionate to her face. All right, so let's see here. Another thing to keep in mind is the actual shape of her head and her face. So she's got a nice oval face here. And so you just want to start off just by like getting that part down. And then you can see through her photo where everything's going to be. So like from the top of her head down here, you see that this is the widest part of her face right here. It starts going this way or down this way, but it doesn't go out this way, right? She doesn't have a round or square face. It's definitely more oval. So, and you can see it's just below her eyes, really, the widest part. So we'll kind of do that. Just below her eyes, we've got the widest part, and then it kind of goes up from there and down. Same with this side, right? You can also look at her neck. So her neck is going to be about the edge of her eye. And this one's a little bit different. It's more inward. So she might be, so anyhow, so this side is going to be about the edge of her eye. That's where that next line starts. This one's going to be more in her eye here. So we've got the edge there. Yep, and so we got the edge here, right? So you can kind of see that. Another thing to look at, to measure, is, so it's all about practice. So don't give up, just keep doing it, keep, changing it up. But when you do lay down this first sketch, it's way easier to measure and remeasure to get it right than to start adding color and realize you got it wrong and you've got to mess around with it, erase things, do it all over again. So it's way better just to go ahead and take a lot of time getting the proportions correct now, and instead of messing around with it later. But, you know, it's fun. Focused work is a great thing, and just have fun with it. Put on music, whatever. So you'll see the bottom of her chin actually comes about right here, right? So she doesn't have like this super long neck or anything. So we've got first it's coming inward and then out. And when it goes inward, where it starts going kind of out is about right here. So we've got it inward, and it looked like, it starts going out about right here. So you see that? So her neck is shaped like this, right? And then we have this part gets to here before it starts going outward. So we'll do the same here. This about there, and then it starts going outward, right? Something like that. And we'll notice that on the other side too. So we've got all right, so we've got her hairline. Yep. I'm just kind of tracing over what I did earlier so you can see it better. Right? We got her ears. The top of her ears are about here, which again I just saw from sighting that it's just above her eyes. Just above the top of her eyes is where her ear kind of begins. So just above her eye, just here. Right? Now we've got her hairline. And I'm using dark blue because you'll find with humans, every skin tone, it's blues and purples will give you the good shadows, right? If you use a lot of browns, it kind of makes this like kind of muddy look for the shadows. So, you know, it's an art. It's not a science. It's different for every single person. So have fun with it. But I'm just going to keep going, and I'll stop talking a little bit. Okay. Okay. So if we can see her face a little bit better here. Let me get the eyebrows in. All right. So the distance between her eyebrows and the top of her eyelid is about the same distance as the top of her eyelid to that little shadow space here. So it'll be something like that. Outlining it real quick here. And then it looks like it begins about here. Okay. So this one kind of begins about right here too. Probably the same measurement, but let's check. Yeah, okay, so here to here, here to here. So about here for her. Pretty yet, but it'll get there, right? Okay, and you can see that like her hairline, it's not a perfect round circle, right? You there? And let me get you, so I'm going to put the website where I got this photo, so you'll know. I don't know how many people are going to actually view this, so I don't think it's a huge deal or anything. I'm not making any money off of it. But it's good to find free photos or to pay for a photo, right? Or if you're an artist, go ahead and take a photo. I am not great at taking photographs. I don't know much about aperture and ISO and shutter speed, all that good stuff. I do the best I can. And phones are amazing nowadays, so anyhow. All right, so we've got the layout here. And that's it. I'll keep working on it. And so the next bit would be to add some shadows first. And like I said earlier, purples and blues are really the best way to do that. So with soft pastels, you kind of want to throw in the shadows first and then put the skin tones and highlights on next. Or you can start with the eyes, kind of whatever you want, depending on the picture. Another thing to think about with soft pastels is that as you're drawing, the pastels won't all stick to the paper, so some of it will fall down. So you kind of want to do background to foreground and top to bottom, because if you do bottom up, it's just going to get covered in whatever you do up here, right? Something like that. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps at least a little bit. I'll do my best to edit out a bunch of unnecessary stuff, and have mercy on me because this is one of my first videos with instructing online and recording it. And yeah, let me know what you think I should do next, and if you think I can do a better video or more close-up, or if you just want me to shut up and just video record from start to finish, I'll do that too. You can find my website jessieburgart.art, and you'll learn a little bit more about me. I'm on LinkedIn at Jessie Burgart, on Instagram Jessie_arthouse, on Facebook, and YouTube. Obviously, it's all informal and fun. Take care.